collective bargaining at agencies involved with national security. Another is meant to remove, quote, improper ideology from the Smithsonian Institution. The third is to make the District of Columbia safe and beautiful. And just moments ago, the president posted this on social media. He expanded on his order to make D.C. safe and beautiful, saying, I will work with the mayor on this, and if it does not happen, we'll have no choice but to do it myself. Trump also called on Congress to address funding to the nation's capital. So let's bring in CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro to help us break all of this down. Happy Friday to you, Aaron. We've seen the president sign orders, but the impact can get lost in the shuffle. How can we expect to see these orders play out?
Hey, Muko, good to be with you. I will start with the executive order about the Smithsonian, where you saw President Trump essentially appoint Vice President Vance to lead a task force to review exhibits, programs that they believe are, quote, improper or have divisive ideology based on race. In a fact sheet provided by the White House, they specifically cite exhibits at the National Museum of African Americans as well as the National Museum of Women showing transgender women in their exhibits. That is something.
This is, by the way, shocking, but this is yet another anti-free speech measure, anti-free expression measure. The federal government interfering. The federal government interfering with these sorts of affairs is anti-speech. It's pure fascist nonsense. They want to do historical revisionism.
That one, the task force will look into, as well as look at prohibiting federal funding for exhibits that they disagree with. We know the Smithsonian's got about $1 billion of federal funding in the fiscal year of 2024. And that other big one, the one about Washington, D.C., also creates a task force to focus on ramping up law enforcement here when it comes to immigration enforcement, as well as a quick line in the fact sheet about expediting concealed carry licenses. There are strict gun rules and laws in Washington, D.C. This task force, which remains to be seen what exactly authority they have,
happening today?
Since we don't know if there are any actual D.C. City Council members that will be on this task force.
Did they fucking drop an EMP on D.C. or something? What's going on? Every goddamn broadcast from DC is just like patchy as hell. It's windy today. Oh my God. Richest nation on the planet, and its fucking capital bricks when it's windy. What a pathetic display. Trump's gonna fix the Trump's gonna do DEI. He's eliminating DEI. Turns out DEI or die is also DEI was also the formative puzzle piece that was keeping this entire thing together, even with infrastructure, even with the ISPs. We need more gay line workers. I genuinely don't understand how. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Like, why is it messed up?
Certainly looking to exude more power over the nation's capital.
Yeah, clearly so. We also continue to cover fallout from the Signal group chat incident. Aaron, can you give us insight into how the president is reacting behind the scenes?
Yeah, sources have told CBS News that President Trump continues to privately vent frustration over the episode, and he's closely monitoring to see whether the fallout, which really hit a peak throughout this week, will continue. The issue is, quote, still a hot potato, one White House official told CBS News. Sources have also said that Trump has been irritated with National Security Advisor Mike Waltz for having the number of Atlantic reporter Jeffrey Goldblum in his phone in the first place. And we know that there have been debates internally over
Close enough.
should resign, but eventually you saw President Trump come out with a message saying that he believes and still has confidence in his national security advisor.
Okay, Aaron Navarro, thank you so much for joining us today.
Representative, another story that relates to the media today. Have you seen the new information revealed by The Atlantic magazine about the signal texts?
We're talking about NPR and PBS, not The Atlantic.
But do you believe that this was classified information that was shared on that
No,
group?
the administration has said it is not classified information. I think this is a continuance of someone like you to try to push an issue that isn't even relevant, and I think that we're carrying on. Thank you.
Detail of timings and weapons, is that not classified information?
Yes. Yeah. Anybody else?
Should the Defence Secretary and the Vice...
Wait, what country are you
from the UK?
Okay, we don't give a crap.
I hate that she did my favorite national pastime and made it cringe. I will never forgive Marjorie Taylor Greene for making bravophobia, Britophobia a spectacularly cringe endeavor. I never thought I would ever see the day where someone shitting on a British person, an American especially, shitting on a British person would be something that I'm not in support of. I guess I don't have this unshakable loyalty to always dunking on the Brits. There it is. It finally happened. It finally freaking happened, dude.
About your opinion and your reporting. Why don't you go back to your country where you have a major migrant problem?
Okay, do you care?
No. You should care about your own
Okay,
borders.
do you care about American lives being put at risk?
Let me tell you something. Do you care about people from your country? What about all the women that are raped by migrants?
Do you care about
No, do you care? Okay, you're
Do you care about American lives being put at
You
risk?
wanna know, I don't
About
care- I
service
don't-
members fighting for your country?
I don't care about
and
your
your
fake
Vice
news.
President
Do you have
and your
any
Defense Secretary?
Yeah, this is an American journalist. Thank you.
I'm an American, and I'd like to hear your answer to what she's asking.
I'm not answering her question
All right, I'll
because
ask
I don't care about her network. If you would like to ask,
He goes, yeah, okay, I'm an American journalist. I'd like to know.
I can
Do you
answer.
have any concerns whatsoever about the complete disregard of operational security from the top level of this administration?
You want to know about complete disregard about operational security? You should talk about the Biden administration and how they ripped our borders open to terrorists, cartel, child sex trafficking.
Oh my God. I think I really dislike how stupid they are and how incompetent they are and how they can kind of get away with being this stupid and this incompetent. Because it shows me that there is enough audience for this kind of thing. Oh.
Trafficking, human trafficking, and drug trafficking across our borders for 4 years. The Trump administration is doing a great job, and I stand by their statements.
So you have
I stand by their
comment
statements.
whatsoever about
My comment to you is I'm
incompetence.
thankful to President Trump that he is leading us out of wars, that he's ending the war in Ukraine, where American lives could have been killed if Joe Biden was still president
talking about
today,
him.
whether he liked it or not. We're talking about NPR and PBS.
Yeah, she's so funny because she's like, and now those lives, instead of dying in Ukraine, will die in Yemen for Israel. Yeah, President Biden wanted our brave troops to go and die in Ukraine. I want our brave troops to go die in Yemen. What don't you understand? We need those boots on the ground somewhere. Boots got to be on the ground, folks. That's what they're made for. They're made for walking, and they're made for stomping. Stomping on the global south.
Today, we're talking about fake news that was funded with federal funding from American taxpayers. That's what this is about today, not journalists from the UK.
A journalist is being vilified for exposing failings in the way that your government conducts itself. Is that not that journalist doing a good job? Does Defence Secretary Hegseth need to resign over this, Representative?
Absolutely not. He's doing a great job.
He's doing a great job, but he was putting American service members' lives at risk.
Your country's going to put
this is deflect
lives fighting a war in Ukraine that's not even a member of NATO.
Is this an exercise in deflection?
This should be an exercise in you worrying about your own country.
Martha, I mean, quite a spiky interaction there with Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, we've come to expect those sorts of responses from her, but I think it also gives us a sense of just how this administration and those around it are reacting at every twist.
Taking advantage of the 35% off on gifted subs by peppering the chat with 50 bones. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, and MBs, my interview with the doctor from Cuba and DSA representative will take place in half an hour. My interview with Vivian, Elon Musk's estranged daughter, will be later in the day.
In turn, when it comes to this particular incident.
Yeah, Marjorie Greene is one of the most aggressive readers of the fraying Trump playbook when confronted by crisis like this. It is a strategy of discredit, distract, deny, and she is an absolute master at it. You heard her there reacting to those questions about whether this was classified information or not. First of all, talking about the Biden administration, then talking about America's border problem, and then in a remarkable act of contortion, focusing on the UK and problems that perhaps the UK in her mind is facing. So this is not just something that Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying. This is, what Team Trump is doing as a whole when they're reacting to this fiasco that's unfolding. They're casting the villain of this piece as the journalist at the centre of it, Jeffrey Goldberg, who is the editor of The Atlantic magazine, who was inadvertently invited into this group chat. You have Donald Trump calling him a sleazebag, Michael Waltz, the national security advisor, equating him to a journalist trying to make a name for himself. Team Trump clearly trying to tough out this scandal, and in this post-truth world, you wouldn't bet against them.
Well, Martha, thank you so much for all of your reporting there.
¡Viva la Revolución Cubana! ¡Viva! ¡Hasta la victoria! ¡Siempre!
They're known as the Army of White Coats, and their medical teams have been dispatched from Havana to help at least 16 countries, including South Africa, Qatar, and Italy, battle the pandemic.
Miedo tenemos todo, pero hay una tarea revolucionaria que cumplir.